The story begins with the actions of two damn thugs. They shot me in the leg. Hey, let's go. Let's go score something, you idiot. Amidst the gloom, silent footsteps echo. This film studio is noisy and filthy day in and day out. The figure of a lonely young man appears. And hidden inside his tiny 16 square meter attic home, Ju-hyuk sighs. Ramen for dinner again, huh? This is Ju-hyuk, 25 years old, occupation unemployed. Please note. He's working 3 part-time jobs, a convenience store, a BBQ restaurant, and seasonal labor. However, even Ju-hyuk himself has to admit that even when he works like an ox, he can never save any money. The reason is simple debt. A debt he has to pay back no matter how miserable he gets. He has to keep living to pay it off. While eating his ramen, Ju-hyuk sighs wearily. He doesn't have any special skills, just a healthy body for labor, so there's no bright future waiting for him. Yeah. While Ju-hyuk was lost in thought about his mediocre life at the bottom of society, a line of text suddenly popped up. Poof, Ju-hyuk has awakened. For a moment, Ju-hyuk couldn't react. His hands just kept grabbing noodles and putting them in his mouth. Then Ju-hyuk quickly spat them out. So hot. Damn it, you scared the crap out of me. However, that line of text still caught Ju-hyuk's attention. Awakened me at that moment. Ju-hyuk suddenly remembered a legend about awakening. Some call it a blessing, a chance to seize wealth and completely change your life. Sometimes it's even luckier than winning the lottery. Even so, Ju-hyuk couldn't feel happy thinking to himself, but the problem is, you can only enjoy those things if you stay alive. Entering the extremely dangerous tower, the future that awaited him there terrified Ju-hyuk because you could be torn apart by monsters, freeze to death, or be burned alive in harsh environments. Or die from poison or get caught in a trap and be crushed to death and so on. A blacklist of terrible ways to die in the tower. Safety star guide Ju-hyuk, the key point. Recalling his daily life, Ju-hyuk was the kind of person who even when he saw injustice would just close his eyes and ignore it. Hello. And Ju-hyuk always, I avoid dangerous situations at all costs. A nobody at the bottom of society. That's him, Ju-hyuk. He's lived like that for 25 years. He's never even walked through a construction site. A moment later, Ju-hyuk put down his chopsticks and focused his thoughts. But an awakened wait. Is this really an awakening? Am I just hallucinating because I'm so tired? Sure enough, the blue screen from before had disappeared. Status window. But a moment later, another notification appeared. Named Ju-hyuk, affiliation Black Tower, Korea. Level 1, attribute summon. Simultaneous summons 1. Empty category. Skills. Attribute summon. Target random summon. Dispel normal skill. Enter tower once per day. Ju-hyuk was astonished. It's real, not a dream. My attribute is summon. Following that, Ju-hyuk remembered that the awakened are granted a power called an attribute. The types range from swordsmanship, spearmanship, shield skills, archery, and martial arts, to gigantification, heavy strike, summon, heal, and many others. It could be said that among them, summoning includes spirits, mystical beasts, golems, demonic beasts, and so on. It's generally known as the ability to command various types of summoned creatures. At this, Ju-hyuk's heart filled with anticipation. I wonder what kind I'll be able to summon. Now that I'm a summoner, shouldn't I try casting a really epic skill? Thinking that he struck a cool pose and stretched his hand forward. Skill summon. Ju-hyuk waved his hand. Random summon. However, absolutely nothing happened. Ju-hyuk rubbed his head, consoling himself. That's right, it doesn't work outside. Because the rumor said that players' abilities, including skills, are only effective inside the tower and cannot be manifested in the outside world. Other than checking the status window outside the tower, players are no different from ordinary people. Realizing this, Ju-hyuk cursed himself. Anyone who browses the internet knows that. I look like such an idiot, he thought dejectedly. You can't activate skills outside the tower. A system notification suddenly appeared. Beginning random summon. Ju-hyuk was so surprised his eyes went wide. What? A purple light appeared in front of him. From within that purple light, a skeleton appeared with a smile on its face. But Ju-hyuk was utterly horrified. Wait, why did it work? He couldn't understand it. And a person? On top of that, the skeleton raised its hand and waved. That's right, sir. I am a human. Ju-hyuk screamed internally, what the hell? Looking at the skeleton, Ju-hyuk was still wondering, a successful summon even though I'm not inside the tower. And it's not a normal summon like a spirit or a golem, but a human. Just then, the skeleton suddenly made a sniffing gesture. This smell. He walked over to Ju-hyuk's bowl of ramen. Oh, ramen, may I have a bite? Ju-hyuk couldn't bring himself to refuse. Suddenly, Ju-hyuk was filled with regret. And of all things, I summoned a freeloader who asks for a bite. As if on cue, the skeleton very casually took a huge bite. He didn't forget to slurp. Damn, they must have released a new spicy flavor. Seeing this, Ju-hyuk was even more confused. He thought, mild-flavored udon is spicy to him. He's just a freeloader who asked for a bite and apparently can't handle spicy food at all. After thinking for a moment, Ju-hyuk still couldn't find an answer. In any case, this is so confusing. Why could I activate a skill outside the tower and summon a human? I've never heard of anything like this. Thinking that he called up the status window, on it lines of notifications appeared. summoning humans and demi-humans. Summonable range is as follows. Rank R rare, rank SR, super rare, rank SSR, super, special, rare, up to LSSR, legendary, super special, rare. Seamless communication is possible between the summoner, Bapot, and the summoned creature in all situations. This surprised Juhyuk. There are rarity ranks. Suddenly he felt like he was playing a character gacha game. 4. At that moment, the status window displayed a new notification. The summoned creature is bound by 3 commandments. Juhyuk was shocked. 3 commandments. After that, the screen quickly displayed an explanation. The 3 commandments of the summoned creature. 1. A summoned creature must protect the life of its summoner. 1. The summoned beings must absolutely obey the summoner's commands. 3. In the event of a conflict between Command 1 and Command 2, Command 1 shall take priority. But Juhyuk found Kotsak to be rather suspicious. Absolute obedience? Maybe this is actually pretty good. So who's that summoned guy anyway? Suddenly an information panel popped up. The Cruel Society's Mad Assassin roster. Name Kotsak. Rank SR super rare. Type human assassin. Manifestation limit 6 hours. Satisfaction rating none. Cooldown time 3 hours applied after dismissal. Kotsak was once the greatest headache for the Cruel Society of Assassins, a true madman. However, his mission success rate was 99%. He even succeeded in assassinating a 5th Circle Dark Mage. But his final moment was... Juhyuk was overwhelmed watching this. Suddenly, with all this information coming at once, his surroundings unexpectedly transformed. He unwittingly fell into a strange vortex of light. In a suspended state, Juhyuk saw a figure in black rushing towards him. It turned out to be Kotsak. He was charging at an incredible speed. Juhyuk's eyes suddenly flew open. He watched in confusion as Kotsak... Then Juhyuk suddenly realized this was Kotsak's past. A question also popped into his head. But why is he tying ribbons on their heads? Is this why they said he was insane? Is he using them as presents or something? Furthermore, Kotsak's gaze was utterly terrifying at that moment. Just then, a line of text abruptly appeared. His end was the consequence of a single mistake. Back then, Kotsak had arrived before his assassination target's bed. After a moment's hesitation, he raised his weapon. A gleam flashed in Kotsak's eyes. The Empire's strongest swordsman. A bloody battle had broken out. This was Kotsak's last memory. As Juhyuk was standing there dumbfounded, Kotsak's gloomy voice echoed by his ear. "What are you thinking about, sir?" Seeing him fall back in fright, Kotsak quickly explained. "Forgive me, sir. I only wanted to ask if you have any work for me." At that moment, Juhyuk was also reassuring himself. Don't be afraid. It clearly stated that the summoned being must show absolute obedience to the summoner. With that thought, he seemed to have made up his mind and let out a breath. Then Juhyuk eagerly commanded Kotsak. "Kotsak, wash the ramen pot for me right now." He happily complied. "Yes, sir." Juhyuk still wasn't satisfied. "Wipe the table too." Kotsak still obeyed without a word. This amazed Juhyuk. Wow, he's so fast. And no complaints. A small thrill crept into his thoughts. He's actually following my orders. Suddenly, Juhyuk called out again. Kotsak replied, "Your command, sir." Juhyuk tested him. "Can you carry out unreasonable requests?" He replied, "I obey the summoner's commands unconditionally." But Juhyuk hesitated a little. In that case, pausing for a moment, he finally uttered, "Bark." As damning words flowed out like a dog, the air in the room instantly froze, making him think to himself, did I go too far? However, Kotsak still obediently complied. This confused Juhyuk. He was a powerful figure in the past, so his pride must be immense. What if he suddenly snaps? He gave a thumbs up, as if to confirm to himself, it really is absolute obedience. Just then, the door to the room banged loudly. A bossy voice called out, "Juhyuk, you in there? Right, open the door now." Juhyuk's face turned pale. Damn it, I completely forgot. Today's the day the interest is due. He then commanded, "Kotsak, get up, hurry." He immediately obeyed. To understand this, we have to look at Juhyuk's past. He had borrowed 10 million won. No bank would lend to him. So in his desperation, he turned to a loan shark. His father had slipped on ice and broken his hip. He needed money for his surgery, plus college tuition for his younger brother. He had no other choice. He thought he could pay it back quickly, but the principal remained untouched, and he had paid over 5 million won in interest alone. He thought to himself honestly, I know it was a stupid decision, but what else could I do? There was no other way. Even if I could go back, I'd still make the same decision. Outside, the noise grew more and more violent. Juhyuk, show your face. I'm just checking to see if you're okay. Juhyuk quickly called for Kotsak. Kotsak readied his stance with an expectant look. Just give the order. I will handle it and bring it back for you, sir. Juhyuk immediately refused. That's not it. He thought in fear he's going to cause a disaster. He then pushed Kotsak away. Hide in the bathroom and don't move. Keep your mouth shut and don't make a sound. He asked blankly. Can I breathe? Juhyuk replied yes. Kotsak immediately exclaimed, what a relief. Then a hand suddenly reached out and grabbed Juhyuk by the neck. Sungha spoke in a threatening tone. Juhyuk, you look pretty healthy. When the interest payment didn't show up, I was worried you were sick or something. Juhyuk said timidly, I forgot. I'm sorry, I just transferred the money. But Sungha still wasn't satisfied and continued to coax him. If it's too hard, don't push yourself. If you're that desperate, you can always sell your organs. With just one kidney. Life would be so much easier. Outside the door, his subordinate suddenly spoke up. Doesn't that kid have a younger brother, boss? Sung-ha laughed loudly. We can take his brothers too. The younger the organs, the higher the price. Those words all reached Ju-hyuk's ears. Sung-ha looked at him with contempt. Huh, what's with that look? You look like you're about to punch me in the face. After calming down, Ju-hyuk awkwardly rubbed the back of his neck. Come on, boss. No way. I wouldn't dare do that. Hearing this, Sung-ha was finally willing to leave with his subordinate. You better watch yourself. Unless you want to die a sudden violent death right after. Ju-hyuk turns to the side. Skeleton, you really did hide perfectly. The skeleton replies, That was your command, my lord? But at that moment, Ju-hyuk wearily sits down on the floor. He's suddenly so tired, working overtime, awakening, summoning a human, and loan sharks dropping by to collect debts. Should I try climbing the tower? But he's terrified. Getting money would be great, though. But a coward like me could never climb the tower. Suddenly, the skeleton speaks up, asking, So what should I do now, my lord? Ju-hyuk asks curiously. Is there anything you want to do? If you want to go back, I can cancel the summon. Before he could finish, the skeleton excitedly raises its hand. In that case, can I watch TV? I haven't watched in so long. Seeing this, Ju-hyuk thinks to himself, I don't get how he knows about TV and noodles, but whatever. Then he agrees. Go ahead and watch. The skeleton thanks him happily. Thank you, my lord. I'll watch a few episodes. Late at night, it's just the skeleton and a quiet movie. She's Sony's daughter. Don't you dare try to see our child again. How could you do this to me? Meanwhile, Ju-hyuk is lost in thought. Even though he's a summon, it's not bad having someone around. The sounds from the movie continue. I will avenge you, mother. Suddenly, Ju-hyuk feels that it's actually quite comfortable. He feels a little less empty inside. That's right. I've always been alone until now, working myself to death. So this is better. Just like that, Ju-hyuk falls into a deep sleep. A new day arrives and the alarm clock blares. Ju-hyuk sits up, looking around. Has the skeleton summon been cancelled? Even so, he isn't very surprised. It makes sense. Has it been 6 hours? His appearance has a time limit after all. I must have seen the status window in my sleep. The skeleton has been released. After that, Ju-hyuk jumps out of bed. Anyway, awakened or not, I should just get ready for work. The morning news is on TV. We bring you the latest breaking news. Ju-hyuk listens while brushing his teeth. Early this morning in Dongnogu, Seoul, a gruesome murder took place at the office of an illegal loan shark service, Fresh Cash. Ju-hyuk's attention is suddenly caught. Wait, did they just say Fresh Cash? The next words make the toothbrush fall from Ju-hyuk's hand. There were 3 victims. All 3 were beheaded. Furthermore, the report mentions what was truly and shocking is that the victims' heads were wrapped in red ribbons. Ju-hyuk freezes. Beheaded and red ribbon. He thinks of an impossible possibility. The skeleton is thinking this. Ju-hyuk screams in fear. Comfortable my ass, I just summoned a psychopath. The internet is flooded with images of the gruesome murder case. Breaking news at this hour. Shocking mass murder at Fresh Cash. Ju-hyuk recognizes Sung-ha's hand with the gold ring. And the heads tied with red bows. Ju-hyuk trembles. I'm screwed. I'm so screwed. I'm dead meat. He is in a complete panic. Looking back, it was definitely the skeleton. Suddenly a voice asks, Excuse me. Sung-ha approaches holding out the head tied with a red bow. Please ring this up. This. It feels like Ju-hyuk's mind is about to explode. On top of that, Sung-ha also says, Hey, aren't you going to call me? At that moment, Ju-hyuk can't hold it in and lets out a loud scream. The girl waiting to pay is startled. Are you okay? Ju-hyuk replies, flustered. I'm sorry, I'll ring you up right away. Leaving work, Ju-hyuk wanders the streets. I can't work in this state. I'll take tomorrow off from all my jobs. His breathing becomes heavy. Those people died. Suddenly he feels like a criminal. Is it because of me? Late at night, amidst the heavy snow, the system screen appears again. Category Mad Killer of the Ruthless Guild. Name Skeleton. Grade SL, Super Rare, Type Killer. Appearance, limit 6 hours. Satisfaction rating, none. Cooldown 3 hours applies after dismissal. This makes Ju-hyuk just sigh. In his empty room, he thinks he really is a mad killer. He thinks seriously. He won't harm me, the summoner. But it's still a bit scary. And then, Ju-hyuk holds out his hand. Designated Summon Skeleton. Same bright light as yesterday suddenly appears. Huh. A system notification also appears. Before the designated summon, please rate your satisfaction with skeleton. Move your finger to begin the rating. Ju-hyuk nods. Oh, so that's why there's a satisfaction rating in the category. A star rating. Suddenly anger flares inside Ju-hyuk. I told him to watch TV, but he disobeyed my orders and went out to kill people. 1 star for his insolence. Making a normal person like me go through something like this. He moves his finger towards the 1 star. This is what I want to do. But then Ju-hyuk stops. But I can't be that heartless. In the end, he rates his satisfaction with the skeleton as 3 stars. Because my mom works as a coordinator for water purifier rentals, I know all too well how heartbreaking a low star rating can be. Even if I'm not satisfied, I won't give 1 star. This is the star rating of a beta male. Afterwards, the skeleton is summoned with a bright smile. Designated Summon Skeleton has been summoned. Your loyal servant is delighted to see you again, my lord. He's totally sucking up to Ju-hyuk. Thank you for the 3 stars. I will strive to do even better. This takes Ju-hyuk by surprise. He looks so innocent, doesn't he? Did this guy really kill 3 people? Anyway, Skelly, answer me. Talk. Though he was a little scared, Ju-hyuk still had to ask. Those men who came to my house yesterday, did you take care of them? Skelly nonchalantly admitted. That's right. I dealt with them last night before I was unsummoned. Ju-hyuk's face paled, and he quickly backed away. So this guy really is the culprit. Ju-hyuk's heart pounded with anxiety. Is the thing in front of me a murderer? Suddenly his stomach churned and his heart raced. At the same time, he tried to calm himself down. Calm down. At least he won't hurt me. A moment later, Ju-hyuk asked, How? You don't even know where their office is. Skelly explained, I planted a tracking seal when those bastards broke into Summoner Bong's house. I knew where they were. That astonished Ju-hyuk. A tracking seal, is that a skill? He was curious, why would you go that far? Skelly declared, because they were threats. It's better to deal with them immediately. Ju-hyuk was dumbfounded. I didn't even order you to. Skelly continued, It's because of the third of the 3 commandments. Disobedience. The system panel did say that. The 3 commandments of a summoned being. A summoned being must protect the summoner's life above all else. A summoned being must follow the summoner's orders. Absolutely. In the event of a conflict between Commandment 1 and Commandment 2, Commandment 1 takes precedence. Not only that, Skelly also said, to put it simply, it's absolute obedience. However, if the summoner is in danger, this can be ignored. That's how it is. Ju-hyuk feigned a threat. For example, if the summoner ordered you to do something bad to me, you would disobey. Skelly confirmed, that's right. Hearing this, Ju-hyuk still didn't understand. But where's the danger? Isn't that an arbitrary judgment? Skelly replied. That's right. The 3rd commandment can be interpreted from many points of view. And from my point of view, those bastards were risk factors who would surely threaten the summoner's life one day. And this is a very reasonable judgment. Ju-hyuk yelled, that sounds more like a madman. Then he bowed his head. I'm sorry. Skelly waved his hand. It's fine. I'm used to hearing things like that. But Ju-hyuk had his reasons for reacting that way. It's not that I don't understand, but this could be very dangerous. Right now, he was thinking, imagine I'm walking down a crowded street with Skelly. If I accidentally bump into someone who looks like a thug, the person I bumped into would say something like this, right? And that guy would turn to me with a threatening look. You want to die? I'll gouge your eyes out. Usually, they don't really mean it. It's just a threat. However, from Skelly's point of view, they'd soon become a head with a red ribbon on it. Thinking this, a flustered Ju-hyuk bit his nails. Even so, he didn't expect Skelly to suddenly kneel down directly. I apologize. I was wrong. This left Ju-hyuk speechless. Why are you suddenly kneeling? Get up. Listen here. Killing people doesn't help me. In fact, it puts me in a difficult situation because of it. Skelly was stunned. But no one knows. Ju-hyuk pressed on his voice sharp. You won't do it again, will you? Skelly, flustered, avoided his gaze. I can't guarantee that. This made Ju-hyuk shout, promise me. Unless there's a real knife to my throat, don't do things like killing people based on your personal judgment. Realizing he was serious, Skelly could only agree. Yes, sir. I will properly assess the situation. Only then did Ju-hyuk dare to breathe a sigh of relief. That's a firm answer. All right. You may return now. Just then, Skelly called out to Ju-hyuk. By the way, summoner. Skelly seemed to wonder. Are you not going to climb the tower? Hearing that, Ju-hyuk clenched his fists. Right. The tower. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Even so, his heart was still hesitant. But honestly, I'm scared. It's dangerous. And I could die. After thinking for a while, Ju-hyuk probed, are there other summoners? I mean, someone who can summon like me. Skelly nodded. There is. He is a brave and very strong person. Hearing him give such high praise, Ju-hyuk suddenly felt ashamed. How humiliating. A person who uses his power to save this world, he said timidly. But I don't have the courage to risk my life. Skelly began. A true summoner. Before he could finish, Ju-hyuk cut him off. I know. That I'm a pathetic coward. But to his surprise, Skelly exclaimed with adoration, you truly are the best summoner. For a summoner, what is the best quality? Best? It's prioritizing safety. Ju-hyuk could only reply, yeah. At this point, Skelly was extremely excited. Courage is a poison. A brave summoner meets their end easily. You never know when you're going to die. And if you die, we can't come out either. Ju-hyuk was silently suspicious. Is it connected like that? Just then, Skelly reassured him. Don't worry, I will do all the dirty work. Hearing every word he said, Ju-hyuk's eyes lit up. Summoner Bong just stay safe like this and live to a ripe old age. However, the next morning, Ju-hyuk woke up with a haggard look on his face. I didn't sleep well, as he debated whether or not to climb the tower. He suddenly felt insecure. That's right. A guy like me climbing a tower, I should just be grateful that the debt disappeared along with the debt collectors. With that thought, Ju-hyuk dejectedly stepped outside. I'll just keep working my normal safe jobs. If I just work diligently like this, everything will be better. But before he could even finish stretching, Ju-hyuk's back ached terribly. He quickly called his father. Yes, Dad. Are you keeping up with your physical therapy? Oh, they said you have to move to a bigger hospital? Life had another surprise in store for Ju-hyuk. What? Mom got laid off. Ju-hyuk's father on the other end reassured him, yes, but don't worry too much. I was just calling because I haven't heard from you, you rascal. Yes, Woo-hyuk promised his father. I'll come visit next time. Let's eat together then. Yes, yes. His father also advised, don't push yourself too hard. Woo-hyuk suppressed the emotions welling up inside. Okay, I'm hanging up now. The moment the call ended, his expression darkened completely. After that, Woo-hyuk found some unrelated items. Summoner Woo-hyuk equipped the personal protective gear. At the same time, he told himself, I'm only going to the first floor. I'll just take a quick look and then get out. If it looks dangerous, I can escape immediately. It's a good thing I took the day off from all my jobs today. First, summon. Even so, Woo-hyuk was firm in his thoughts. Wait, I don't have to summon that crazy skeleton. I'll just summon someone else, right? Who knows? Maybe a special super rare one will appear. However, the system wouldn't let Woo-hyuk do that. Random summon not off cooldown. 28 days, 11 hours, 8 minutes, and 37 seconds remaining. He cried out in helplessness. What, it has a cooldown, and it takes a whole month. In the end, skeleton was summoned again. Summoner Bong, thank you for the 5 stars of loyalty. Please give me an order. Woo-hyuk didn't dare to face him. He doesn't know I tried to summon someone else, right? He waved his hand. Welcome. I have decided. Let us enter the tower. Hearing that skeleton praised him. Oh, is that so? You are truly brave, my lord. No, forget what I just said. You are not brave, my lord. Woo-hyuk explained. Don't worry. I just plan to try it for a bit and then get out. Skeleton replied, as expected, you are wise, my lord. Now then, throw away these crude things and instead, I will be Summoner Bong's tool and hunting dog. I will ensure your safety and comfort once we are inside the tower. Please do not do anything. His enthusiasm made it so... Woo-hyuk couldn't quite adapt. All right then. After that, the system screen appeared. Would you like to enter the Korean Black Tower? Floor 1 is currently accessible. Woo-hyuk cautiously uttered, well, let's go, I guess. Skeleton excitedly beckoned with his finger. Yes. Immediately after he pressed the selection. The space around the two of them instantly transformed. Entering the first floor of the Korean Black Tower, Woo-hyuk screamed desperately, wait! In a flash, they had fallen into a space of green digital code. Woo-hyuk's face turned pale from the freefall. His terrified screams echoed through the space until it stopped. Woo-hyuk landed on a stretch of yellow sand. This is inside the Black Tower. He scanned his surroundings. The first floor is a wasteland. Suddenly, Woo-hyuk's face turned purple. Seeing his discomfort, Skeleton came over and patted his shoulder. Are you all right, my lord? You will adapt soon enough. Now then, let's leave the safe zone. Follow me. Along with that, the system's voice rang out. Physical abilities have been enhanced based on your level. Attributes and combat skills are now available. Woo-hyuk looked at his hands in excitement. So this is what it feels like. I'm a player. Even though I'm level 1, I feel pretty strong. Following that, the system also announced the first floor quest, defeat 5 hard-skinned fat larvae. Time limit 2 hours. Clear condition 5, hard-skinned fat larvae. Failure condition, death or abandoning the quest. After walking for a bit, Skeleton exclaimed cheerfully, found them? Woo-hyuk had done a little research on this. The first floor is a place to test a player's skills. The hard-skinned fat larva is like a scarecrow-type monster, right? It has almost no attack power. But I heard its skin is really tough, so it's hard to beat. Tension started to build inside him. Even skilled players take at least 30 minutes to clear this. A moment later, Woo-hyuk regained his courage. He clenched his fists. Now I'm a player too. Then he strode forward aggressively. I'll try killing one first. Skeleton watched with concern. Must you suffer so needlessly, my lord? A moment later, Woo-hyuk was standing in front of a fat larva. Only then did he start fumbling around. That's right, a weapon. I need to borrow a weapon from Skeleton for a sec. But the fat larva had already reared up. While Woo-hyuk was distracted, the fat larva lunged. Only then did Woo-hyuk realize something was wrong. His face went pale as he turned. Save me. It was as if Skeleton had been waiting for just that. Skeleton exclaimed, a wise decision. After saying that, he instantly dashed forward at the speed of light. With just a single slash, the fat larva was sliced in two. But he didn't stop there. Skeleton eagerly charged forward. Please step back a little. The sharp weapon in his hand allowed Skeleton to easily slice through each fat larva. Then Skeleton stopped and simultaneously unleashed beams of energy. In an instant, the swarm of fat larvae was dealt with easily. Sword burst. After finishing, Skeleton slowly walked back towards Woo-hyuk. As for him at this moment, he was still frozen in shock. Before Woo-hyuk's eyes, each fat larva was disintegrating. An instant kill. And the system screen appeared, you have completed the first floor quest. Level up reward 100 grams of magic stones. Notice you have achieved a completion rank of S2+ for the first floor of the Korean Black Tower. S2+ completion reward. Now, awarding platinum emblem. Woo-hyuk was floating on cloud 9. What is this? It's so easy. I'm going to be rich soon. But perhaps the better man Woo-hyuk did not yet know that the system screen had also popped up in another place for another girl who was exercising, and finally for a young man with an unreadable expression. At that moment, the same notification appeared for all players in Korea, while Woo-hyuk was still engrossed in climbing the tower. You can now challenge floor 2. Leave the Korean Black Tower. Only now did he realize. So I get to go home right after clearing a floor. Once outside, Joo-hyuk was speechless when he looked at his phone. It only took 5 minutes. Beside him, Kotsak also praised Summoner Nim well done. Joo-hyuk hurriedly said, "No, I didn't do anything. I just stood and watched." Kotsak pointed a finger. "That is what you are supposed to do." In his mind, Joo-hyuk was thinking, "I heard other people nearly failed. They were exhausted from killing all the larvae, but this was too simple." That battle also earned Joo-hyuk 2 items, and this one. Joo-hyuk held up the magic stone to examine it. It's a magic stone. The first time I've seen one in real life. What Joo-hyuk held was a magic stone, an indispensable resource in the current industry. The price had dropped a lot compared to when the tower first appeared, so it's about 50,000 won per 100 grams, since it has been 25 years since the Black Towers appeared in countries around the world. Most commoners knew the basic general knowledge about the towers. Suddenly, Joo-hyuk froze. He glanced at the emblem next to him. A platinum emblem. I've never heard of anything like this. However, Joo-hyuk wasn't too bothered. I made 50,000 won in just 3 minutes. Meanwhile, Kotsak was thinking, I shall go watch a few drama episodes. A little later, Joo-hyuk had laid out a table full of delicious food for Kotsak. "Let's eat." Kotsak, who had just been operating at full capacity, sat down at the table hesitantly. Is that spicy pork hock?" "No," Joo-hyuk explained. "I ordered the regular pork hock because you said you can't eat spicy food." Kotsak confessed something. I think I can smell the spice," leaving Joo-hyuk speechless. He really can't eat spicy food. Kotsak cheerfully picked up his chopsticks. "Well then, let's eat. Thank you again for your benevolence, sir." At this, Joo-hyuk finally spoke up. "No benevolence, by the way, Kotsak." Kotsak replied. "Yes." Joo-hyuk suddenly asked, "Is that how you normally talk?" Kotsak didn't understand. "What part do you mean, sir?" Joo-hyuk explained, "No, the way you shorten your sentence endings with the seuna/imda. Hearing this, Kotsak explained, "That is because I spent too much time with my previous summoner." A thought popped into Joo-hyuk's head. Like picking up a habit from an ex-girlfriend, if so, it must be an influence from his old summoner. Just then, Kotsak hesitantly spoke up. If you find it unpleasant, I will change it." Joo-hyuk quickly stopped him. "No, keep doing it. It's fun." At this, they both burst out laughing during their meal. "Anyway, I'm sure now." The more he looked at Kotsak, the more reassured Joo-hyuk felt. He's not very dangerous. Therefore, Joo-hyuk thought to himself, "No." Instead, "It seems I've let my guard down around Kotsak. That's acceptable." A new day had come. The next morning, Joo-hyuk was busy looking at a chart on the wall. Joo-hyuk thought about his morning shift at the convenience store and his night shift at the charcoal grill restaurant. "I've decided to quit the day-to-day part-time jobs I've been juggling. Instead, I'll go home and clear the tower with Kotsak." A perfect plan. A while later, a stern voice echoed in the room. Kotsak jumped back dejected. 5 points. I don't know what to do," Joo-hyuk teased. "If I could have given 10 stars, I would have." Hearing that, Kotsak said, "I am glad that you are satisfied, sir." At this, Joo-hyuk suddenly wondered, but is the satisfaction rating that important to Kotsak? Had no choice but to explain. The better the rating, the more benefits I receive. For example, my manifestation time increases, my rank goes up. And needless to say, my chances of being summoned increase. After that, the system transported the 2 of them. Now entering floor 2 of the Korean Black Tower. The notification screen appeared as scheduled. Floor 2, mission defeat 10 hard-skinned fat larvae. Completion condition. Hard-skinned fat larvae, 0 out of 10. Failure condition. Death or abandoning the mission. Watching Kotsak charge ahead, Joo-hyuk was extremely worried. The larvae on the second floor are tougher because they move with agility. Faster than I thought. A little later, Joo-hyuk was still thinking, what should I do on the second floor? Kotsak replied, "There's no time for that." Saying so, he confidently held up 3 fingers. "This will only take 3 minutes." Along with a promise, "I will finish this quickly and escort you home, sir." From behind, Joo-hyuk cheerfully called out, "Are we having chicken tonight? And beer?" Of course, Kotsak didn't refuse. "Thank you, sir." Just like before, Kotsak had no trouble defeating the fat larvae. Joo-hyuk thought to himself, this is insane. Truly insane. A notification screen popped up. "You have completed the floor 2 mission. Level up reward. 200 grams of magic stones." Notice you have achieved a completion rank of S2+, for the second floor of the Korean Black Tower. S2+ completion reward, now awarding platinum emblem. It's only made Yoo-hyuk more uneasy. Another S2+. Is it really okay for it to be this easy? Too fast. Way too fast. I can even move around continuously before my morning shift starts. The mission notification board quickly popped up again. 3rd floor mission defeat 10 ice larvae. Just then, Skeleton was praising him, saying his landing skills had improved. In just a moment, items flowed in like water. You have completed the 3rd floor mission. Level up reward 300 G magic stones. Notification. You have achieved completion rank S++ for the 3rd floor of Korea's Black Tower. That didn't even take any effort. Skeleton and Joo-hyuk happily high-fived. Completion reward. S++ is awarding a platinum emblem. Completion reward. S++ is awarding a platinum emblem. Riding that momentum, Joo-hyuk was carried all the way to the 5th floor. You have completed the 5th floor mission. You have collected 5 platinum emblems. S++ is granting a special treatment for accumulating 5 emblems. Hearing this, Juhyok was very surprised. Special treatment. The system screen appeared with an explanation. Special treatment awakening attribute upgrade. Due to the effect of the special treatment, the simultaneous summon count has increased from 2 to 4. Just then, a notification board appeared showing name Bong Juhyok, organization Black Tower, Republic of Korea. Level 6, attribute summoning. He widened his eyes and looked closer. 2. Simultaneous summons. Does that mean I can bring someone else along? But Skeleton has been handling everything by himself, just fine. The S++ completion reward is insane. This could become a long-term war in the future. I'll be safer if I use the random summon again. But the cooldown is still more than 20 days. I'll have to be careful until then. So, after 20 days, the 3 of us... No. While I just sit around those 2, we'll keep clearing floors with an S++ rank. Tomorrow we'll climb to the 6th floor. Let's keep moving forward. The next morning. Hanam-dong, Seoul. Republic of Korea, Awakened Management Bureau. Inside, the high-ranking officials were silent for a moment. Wonju was waiting for something. When is it going to ring today morning, evening? Maybe late at night. Mina suddenly approached him. You're thinking about the notification, aren't you? Wonju jumped. Director Lee, I've told you not to read people's minds like that. Mina replied calmly. I can't help it when I'm curious. The 2 spoke with tension in their voices. So, is there a new notification? There is. It's a 6th floor clear with an S++ in Korea's Black Tower. In his mind, the place called the Black Tower. The global announcements from there have been ringing non-stop recently. And every single notification is about an S++ clear. It has to be from one person. Floors 1 through 5 were conquered in order. There's no doubt this is the work of someone with an unprecedented and overwhelming talent. If they also clear floors 7, 8, 9, and then 10, if every floor is cleared with an S++ rank. Before he could finish the thought, a 3rd person slammed their hand on the table. It was Park Jeon-soo, the director of the Awakened Management Bureau. Jeon-soo said, I assume you 2 are already aware of this. But until now, Korea's highest record was an A rank. We didn't even know if a higher rank existed, or that a single S++ clear would trigger a global announcement. In today's international society, naturalizing players has become common. There are even secret kidnappings before other countries can get their hands on them. We must find this player immediately. Pay close attention to all newly registered players. Time passes. 2 days later. In a small room, Skeleton was washing dishes while laughing heartily. His roommate's voice called out, Skeleton, today is the 8th floor. Right. He replied, That's right. Juhyok smiled, satisfied. Conquering 1 floor a day without any trouble? Well, anyway, the floors up to 10 are basically for newbies. Everything is going smoothly. The 2 friends face the new challenge together. 8th floor. Mission defeat 10 Red Beast OA soldiers. You have completed the 8th floor mission level up. A monster lunged at the 2 of them. Then they drew their sharp magic-infused blades. Powerful slashes cut through the horde of monsters. In the blink of an eye, they received their rewards, 800 G magic stones and 5 tower recovery potions. Notification, you have achieved rank S, ++ for the 8th floor of Korea's Black Tower. The reward that followed was a platinum emblem. Skeleton scratched his head pleased. Good job today. Getting into the tower was the hardest part. Juhyok, however, was modest. I didn't really do anything, but in no time both of them were overflowing with confidence. But it's thanks to you that we've climbed so easily. My lord, don't let your guard down. It won't be this easy after the 10th floor, Juhyok thought to himself. Still, we cleared it in 3 minutes today. Maybe I should get Skeleton a gift. Then he generously took some money out of his wallet. You still have plenty of time materialized, so go out and have some fun before you come back. Let's eat something good too. Just don't cause any trouble, okay? Skeleton's refusal took him by surprise. I cannot do that. Huh. Why not? I worked up all my courage to make that offer, you know. I cannot leave someone Abong behind. I will just watch TV at home. Juhyok was dumbfounded for a moment. So the absolute obedience doesn't apply in cases like this, huh? Instead, he made a different decision. Well then, should we order some chicken? But Skeleton was extremely enthusiastic about this idea. That sounds great. Skeleton immediately picked up the phone. Then I'll order something delicious. Yes, not spicy, that's right. Honey butter cheese, anything sweet will do, that one. Meanwhile, Juhyok took the time to check the rewards. The new reward, the tower exclusive recovery potion, I should give this to Skeleton. Then he looked at the other rewards. What should I do with all these magic stones? I've got 3.6 kilograms in my inventory. If I sell them, I could get around 1,800,000. I should seriously start thinking about selling. Time flies. It's already the day to climb the 10th floor of the Black Tower. As he was about to approach the 10th floor, Juhyok lazily took off his jacket. Man, I want to quit my part-time job. At first, I thought I'd just set foot in the tower. But I've been climbing 1 floor a day without missing a beat. Yesterday on the 9th floor, the forest of man-eating flowers was way too easy. Well, with Gotsak, it was a piece of cake. I cleared the mission, didn't I? And I even got an S2+ completion reward. This is unbelievably sweet. It's not exactly reassuring, though. I almost forgot he's a crazy assassin who's already off 3 people. Juhyok, truly satisfied, designated a summon for Gotsak. At the same time, the system window appeared. Gotsak's satisfaction rating had reached 5 stars. Due to continuously accumulating the highest ratings, Gotsak's manifestation time increased by another hour, making him even happier. Giving him the highest score was totally worth it. Juhyuk gave him a thumbs up. Thank you, sir. I can now assist you for 1 more hour. The two are getting along like a house on fire. I'm looking forward to working with you. Just leave everything to me. And then the 10th floor arrived. A series of notifications welcomed them. Entering the Korean Black Tower 10th floor, physical abilities have been enhanced to match the level. Attributes and combat skills are ready. Juhyuk walked behind Gotsak. Around the 10th floor, I can really feel it. The physical ability correction inside the tower. I'm overflowing with power and a mysterious mana is stirring in my lower abdomen. It's me, Bong Juhyuk. Have I become an untamable wild horse the very next second? Juhyuk had actually turned into a horse. Gotsak, from now on, I will also help. Gotsak vehemently refused. There's no way. If Summoner Bong gets a single scratch, I'll have to bash my head on the ground. Juhyuk, calm, in his new form, replied, Don't worry, I'm a wild horse now. Even so, Gotsak couldn't believe it. The encouragement and praise from Summoner Bong was more than enough already. Juhyuk's fighting spirit was soaring. No, this time, I absolutely have to fight with you. But as soon as he saw the monster peeking out, he broke out in a cold sweat. Is that the 10th floor monster? A grasshopper. 10 times the size of a person appeared. Juhyuk trembled and turned back into his human form, automatically backing away. How do other players even kill that thing? Using 2 people to kill a mere insect would be humiliating. Gotsak didn't understand. What's so humiliating about it? While he was trying to justify himself, no, my pride would be wounded so. The monster didn't let him say another word. Its eyes widened as it prepared to make short work of them both. Juhyuk eagerly retreated to the back to act as a cheerleader. Go Gotsak! Before Gotsak stood a grasshopper with incredibly sharp pincers. It barely missed Juhyuk. Gotsak flashed to counter it. In just a few short seconds, the grasshopper's pincer was split into multiple pieces. The notification window then appeared. You have completed the 10th floor mission. Reward 1 kilogram of mana stones recovery potion from the tower. You have achieved an S2 plus completion rank for the 10th floor of the Black Tower. Reward granting platinum emblem. Gotsak did a spin and sheathed his sword. Mission complete. Juhyuk was getting really tired of these gifts. Another kilogram of mana stones. That's a total of 5 kilograms now. And since I got a special reward for having 5 platinum emblems, the system window, as if understanding him, immediately appeared. Accumulate 10 platinum emblems to receive a special reward. Juhyuk excitedly opened the panel to check. That's right. What could this special reward be? A flood of new information appeared. You can copy 1 skill possessed by a summoned entity. Owned skills: Savage Sword, Strike, Cowardly, Ambush, Poison Dagger. Please specify the skill you want. Juhyuk was amazed. Copy a skill. Gotsak, knowing he wouldn't understand, immediately explained. Summoner Bong, you don't even need to ask. The skill copy for Shadow Step appeared right. Don't even think about it. You must learn Shadow Step. Juhyuk was curious. And the reason is, Gotsak's reasoning was something no one would have expected. It's convenient for running away. If something were to happen to me, you could quietly escape. His pride-wounded Juhyuk's face darkened. Run away. What does he take me for? Do I look like the kind of guy who'd abandon everyone just to save his own skin? System skill Shadow Step acquired. Shadow Step has been registered in the status window. Juhyuk's joy vanished. His face looked like he was at a funeral. Seriously though, agile footwork is really important in a fight. Don't they say footwork is the core of combat? I wonder if this thing works in the real world. A moment later, he was practicing Shadow Step, the lightning-fast footwork. Then exhausted, he sprawled out on the floor. If they let summoning work, then this should work too. There is no consistency at all. This is freaking useless, Gotsak agreed. I don't know what that is, but you're right, sir. Another day passed, the day of the 11th tower climb. Juhyuk picked up the phone and made a call. The person on the other end answered, Yes, this is the Awakened Management Bureau call center. Feeling extremely shy, he stuttered a bit. I'm Bong Juhyuk. I'm calling because I've awakened. A series of congratulations came from the other end. I see. Congratulations, player. You must be feeling confused. Would it be all right for a government support staff member to visit your home? Yes, my address is... Thank you for your cooperation. We'll be there as soon as possible. However, that wasn't what Juhyuk meant. What he really wanted was to contact the Awakened Management Bureau to sell his mana stones. It was also the bravest decision he had made in his 25 years of life. At the Awakened Management Bureau, Mina walked towards a luxury car. Wonggyu was already sitting inside. You're here. Director Lee, what about the Awakened from Daegu, who contacted us yesterday? Mina slowly got into her seat and closed the door. I don't think he's the owner of the S2 Plus record. He cursed, damn it, wondering if that person even existed. The two of them talked, filled with suspicion. Today, there was another awakening request. Captain John. Yeah, you're coming too, right? Yes, we have to go find them ourselves while we still can. Onigyu was focused on his own opinion. Let's go. If it's him, we have to get him on the elite team, even if we have to offer up the best benefits the Bureau has. Meanwhile, Ju-hyuk had cleaned his house to welcome his guests. From outside, someone knocked on the door. Is anyone home? The Awakened Management Bureau is here. Ju-hyuk's anxiety surged. They're here. He went outside to open the door. Yes, I'll get it. Hello. It's a little small in here, but please come in. Onegyu greeted him politely. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Captain John Onegyu from the Bureau. This is Deputy Director Limina. She's also a player, so feel free to ask any questions. Ju-hyuk scratched his head, embarrassed. There's a woman too. Now I'm even more nervous. He then introduced himself. I see. I'm Bong Ju-hyuk. Mina leaned in close to his face, making Ju-hyuk blush, beet red. So close, Mina whispered softly. It's you, isn't it? It's 2+. Ju-hyuk stumbled backward in alarm, his mind reeling. What the hell? Is there some way to identify awakeners that I don't know about? Ju-hyuk pressed his lips together and swallowed hard. For now, I'll just deny it. He tried to act normal, but his expression gave him away. His whole body was rigid as he lied mechanically. I think I've heard about that before. That wasn't me, haha, Mina's sharp eyes noticed. Look at that. A classic sign of lying. Onegyo was annoyed that she was using her mind-reading skill on someone else again. I told you not to probe other people. Director Limina ducked her head to avoid his swipe. I'll be more careful. Flustered Mina tried to smooth things over. My apologies, player. That was rude of me. It's okay, Ju-hyuk replied, breaking out in a cold sweat. So she was really just probing me. Time passed and Ju-hyuk continued his conquest of the Black Tower. A new mascot appeared. I am Taebi, the mascot of the Korean Black Tower. The Black Tower was a terrifying sight. Black as ink and so colossal that not even the tallest building on Earth could compare. The Black Towers appeared all over the world overnight 25 years ago. Nations sent their armies and scientists to discover its secrets, but not a single one could get near it. It was as if an invisible barrier blocked them, making physical access impossible. What was the tower? That question was answered when the players appeared. The tower is structured like a game where players climb at one floor at a time. Outside the tower, players are just like ordinary people, however inside. They can use powerful abilities and skills. With the rewards they receive in the tower, they upgrade their equipment and contribute immensely to the global economy. And if no one climbs the tower, that nation's tower conquest will fall behind. A series of announcements appeared. Tower collapse countdown, now activating. The countdown will stop if a higher floor is successfully conquered. If no floor is conquered within 6 months, the countdown will begin, and eventually the tower will collapse. 3 years ago, that's how the Indian city of Mumbai vanished. In present-day South Korea, each nation has from 1 to 3 black towers. Fortunately for them, Korea only has one. It's located deep within the mountains of Gangwon province. The number of players is estimated to be between 5,000 and 10,000. About 0.01% to 0.02% of the population. Therefore, there aren't that many players. Even so, Korea's conquest of the Black Tower is going smoothly. Currently, Korea is on the 65th floor. Their record is the second highest in the world after America's 66th floor. Society began to have a new profession player. Just as humanity once explored new continents, humanity today is exploring and learning about the Black Tower. At that moment, the presentation ended. Tabi called out to the Awakeners. You are the hope of this era. How about registering as an official player? You can be a hero too. Onegyu closed the laptop. The mandatory viewing material ends there. After watching, Ju-hyuk couldn't help but sigh. What was that shamefully low-budget propaganda supposed to be? Since he didn't show his reaction on the outside, he continued. Now, we will ask a few questions to verify some details. Afterwards, the two of them exchanged information. After Ju-hyuk awakened, Mr. Bong Ju-hyuk, you have truly awakened. Yes, I've entered the tower. I've also conquered a few floors. Here are the magic stones I collected. Well, this makes things easy then. What floor have you reached? Floor 10. His answer made the two from the management bureau look at each other. Floor 10? That's the same as the S2+ record holder. Mina's eyes began to probe him. Could it be him? Player Bong? Have you heard about the international announcement that's been a hot topic recently? Ju-hyuk froze again. He tried to calm himself, thinking, just talk naturally, but his movements were as stiff as a robot's. The S2+ completion right? Yes, I've heard of it. Whoever they are, they must be an amazing player. Luckily for him, Onegyu didn't seem to notice. You don't need to be so tense. Mina observed his every gesture. Is that just excessive nervousness? It's very suspicious. Then Onegyu brought out some documents. Since you have become an awakened, I will explain the terms of the contract. Our government divides players into 2 paths. The first is the elite tower climbing team. The second is the general player team. The general team plans on their own and executes their own tower climbing schedule. Think of it as being a freelancer. On the other hand, the elite team works much more closely with the government's Awakened Management Agency. They're obligated to climb to higher floors, but they also receive various forms of support and benefits. One of those is personal protection outside the tower. Because outside the tower, players are no different from normal people. Also, if you join the elite team, your annual base salary will be... While Onegyu droned on about the documents, Ju-hyuk was lost in thought. If it gets out that I'm the S2+ record holder, he imagined a scene with reporters. Scene. and the press swarming him. Just one question. Player Bong, there are rumors you're a coward. Is it true that you don't have any friends? Joo-hyuk truly felt like he would suffocate under the camera flashes. Becoming the center of attention was the last thing he wanted. Back in reality, Onegyu had finished explaining the documents, so when you apply for the Elite team, we will provide you with a body-mounted camera so you can record your progress, and Joo-hyuk interrupted him. I won't be joining the Elite team. What? The man rubbed his palms in confusion. I'm fine with staying on the regular team. Honestly, I don't have the talent. Onegyu tried to remind him again, but the terms, Joo-hyuk shook his head, scratching it. It's too scary. I just need to stop at a reasonable point. And just receiving a decent reward is good enough for me. This greatly disappointed Wonju. Don't decide so quickly. Just think it over slowly. Yoo-hyuk was blunt. No, I've already decided. Mina sighed, still unable to find an S+ ranker. Then again, that's not quite right. Plenty of people stop at a certain point and just safely grind to make an easy profit. But this is the first time I've seen someone be so upfront about it during recruitment. A coward like him wouldn't be qualified, even if he volunteered for the Elite team. He's exactly the type of person we can never accept. The most important quality for the Elite team is the will to climb the tower. Back to Joo-hyuk's situation. Mina bowed her head and left. Player Bong's decision will be respected. He replied, thank you. Then Onegyu confirmed one last time. So can you enter the tower now? This is the final step for us to verify your awakening. Since it's a waste to use up an entry pass anyway, you might as well conquer a floor while you're in there. Most people do. Joo-hyuk, still feeling their suspicion, tried to remain calm. I see. He's still probing, trying to verify if I'm the S2+ holder. Joo-hyuk made his decision. All right, I'll conquer one floor while I'm in there. But I usually use up almost the entire time limit, so it could take nearly 2 hours. The management official agreed. That's fine. It's our job after all. Don't feel pressured, just take it easy. We'll wait. Joo-hyuk stood up tensely. It'll be a while, so please feel free to watch TV. And help yourselves to anything in the fridge to drink. I'll be back. Then the gate to the Black Tower opened, and Joo-hyuk vanished, leaving the two from the bureau behind. He really is an awakened one. What do you think? I'm not sure about his talent, but he seems extremely timid. His speech and actions are completely withdrawn. I bet he'll give up on the 11th floor. Why do you think so? I've been through it before. The 11th floor is where they test a player's fear. You mean the long-tailed burrowing centipedes? That's right. As you know, they're not actually that difficult to defeat, but they look disgusting and you have to kill 100 of them. Do you think a timid person like him can manage that? I'm sure he'll retreat to the safe zone and cancel the mission. Your predictions are always spot on. I'll call the director and report that this was another dead end. Both of them were certain Joo-hyuk was a coward. Meanwhile, inside the Black Tower, Joo-hyuk summoned his skeleton. The skeleton enthusiastically received the order. Thank you for summoning me. A moment later, the system window appeared. Floor 11 mission defeat 100 long-tailed burrowing centipedes. Time limit 3 hours. Completion condition eliminate 100 centipedes. Failure condition death or abandoning the mission. The moment he read the mission, Joo-hyuk's face went pale. Why centipedes? And 100 of them? The skeleton eagerly accepted the command. I will dispose of them quickly. 5 minutes is more than enough to kill all 100 long-tailed burrowing centipedes. Joo-hyuk tried to stall for time. No, this time hunt as slowly as you can. It needs to take at least an hour, so an S2+ record doesn't show up. The problem is there are people watching from the outside. I might even have to dismiss the summon inside the tower today. Skeleton raised a finger. I understand your scheme, master. Joo-hyuk sighed, feeling like an idiot. Just entering should have been enough proof. Why did I even agree to climb? I don't know how I'll escape this S2+ loop with such a messy performance. The skeleton started taking care of the monsters one by one. Joo-hyuk felt it was still too fast and called out to it. Skeleton go even slower. It immediately obeyed, then began toying with the centipedes for a good while, helping Joo-hyuk stall for time. Good. The hunting speed is much slower now. At this rate, everything should go smoothly. But he never expected another centipede to be right beneath his feet. Joo-hyuk panicked. Damn it, I need to use a skill to get away. But my body won't move. Just then the skeleton saw him, and ignoring everything else, charged toward Joo-hyuk. Summon a bong, I'm here. It began frantically attacking the creatures one by one. Protecting my one and only master. How dare you disgusting centipede bastards. Its speed was astounding. The centipedes seemed unable to even twitch. Joo-hyuk looked back in surprise. Wait, slow down. You're going too fast. Monster corpses were strewn about the forest as the two argued. That was an order to go as slowly as possible. I refuse. The safety of Summoner Bong is my top priority. Man proposes, God disposes. He couldn't stop the skeleton's actions. No, don't if you keep this up. But the system window had already appeared. You have completed the Floor 11 mission. Reward 100 grams of mana stones. Notice you have achieved a 5-star completion rank. For Floor 11 of Korea's Black Tower, S2-star completion reward, Platinum Emblem awarded. All Joo-hyuk could do was swear under his breath. Damn it. He then exited the Korean Black Tower. He emerged looking anything but happy to find the 2 bureau members still waiting. It's already been 5 minutes. He must be giving up and coming out now. Just then their system panel lit up. Mina, a bit suspicious, called out to Manager Lee. The display on the panel. Just then Joo-hyuk appeared before them. Both of them stared in disbelief. No way. What's happening? The notification for clearing floor 11 with an S2 plus rank appeared at almost the exact same time player Bong showed up. In the end, Ju-hyuk had no choice but to reveal the truth. Sigh. I really didn't want to have to do this. A murderous glare and a skeleton is summoned. The two of them are forced into silence within the space it appeared. The skeleton lord swings its sword, the blade grazing just over their heads. Find them. Now. The sight makes him tremble, his body shrinking back. Ju-hyuk breaks out in a cold sweat, questioning who sent them to take their heads, as Won-gyu interrogates the player Ju-hyuk. Mina was no exception either. Player Ju-hyuk's voice echoed through the space. I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. In reality, the two of them just stood there stunned. He then asked with concern. Player Ju-hyuk flinched back. Sorry. Won-gyu lunged forward. Are you okay? He suddenly started sweating profusely, his breathing heavy and ragged. Ju-hyuk thought to himself, I guess I was getting a little paranoid, not even realizing he was speaking aloud. Yes, I'm fine. Across from him, Won-gyu got straight to the point. In that case, I'll explain again. Our elite squad is in dire need of a talent like yourself, player. Ju-hyuk quickly clutched his chest. This is so awkward. Oh, it must be a misunderstanding. During my 11th floor clear, you must have confused me with another player. Wow, how could this even happen? It's so surreal, he continued. Still, the timing was a little too perfect. But Ju-hyuk cut in. I'm innocent, sir. Sorry, their way of speaking must have rubbed off on me. Anyway, that absolutely wasn't me. His denial made Won-gyu suspicious. Are you seriously saying that wasn't you? Ju-hyuk explained hesitantly. Yes, that's what I mean. That's right. Won-gyu sighed, exasperated. I see. Ju-hyuk just laughed awkwardly. Ha 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 ha. Yes, that's what I was saying. Won-gyu quickly pulled out a contract folder. Well then, since your awakening has been confirmed, we've prepared a contract. Holding it, Ju-hyuk's hands trembled. This is a premium contract. I distinctly asked for a standard one. Won-gyu pointed confidently, emphasizing his word. No. This is on a completely different level than the usual cases. You could say it's the only one of its kind in the industry, also known as... The envelope opened to reveal the contract's contents. High-grade contract. High-grade player contract for special vetting target Ju-hyuk. Includes a personal security escort. Periodic salary 12 billion won with provided real estate VVIP concierge services and a comprehensive security guarantee. The image of a judge's gavel appears, symbolizing its authority. And what's more, special legal immunity. Ju-hyuk thought to himself, isn't this basically putting me above the law? Is this even okay? He was lost in deep thought. It's basically like being nobility. Won-gyu continued to tempt him with the offered benefits. Currently, only the number one ranked player in Korea, Yoo Jin-min, receives these kinds of perks. The more he spoke, the more passionate he became. Just take a look. It includes every single benefit the nation can possibly provide. After a moment of thought, Ju-hyuk finally made his decision. No, Ju-hyuk shouted, I will not become a player unless it's with a standard contract. His resolve baffled Won-gyu. Why are you so dead set on refusing it? He looked down, explaining, I don't like being in the spotlight. The way a clerk looks at Ju-hyuk while he's shopping. When people pay attention to me, it feels like a burden. That kind of friendliness. Is there a particular style you're looking for? It makes him flustered. No. I just wandered in by mistake. I have to get out of here. Fast. That burden becomes stress. Even when a friendly barista asks, you're a regular, aren't you? I've served you plenty of times. Hope to see you again soon. It exhausts Ju-hyuk. I can never come back here again. My heart feels so heavy. After hearing his explanation, the two of them finally understood. In short, he's a severe introvert. Ju-hyuk leaned back and cried out, climbing the tower has been fun up until now, but I've only made it to floor 11, and the future is uncertain. I'm just not confident enough. Won-gyu closed one eye, thinking it over. It's probably better to yield a little for now. He spoke up. I understand. Then we'll start with a standard contract. And with that, the agreement was signed. Anyone else would have found this frustrating. They'd say he should have stamped the other contract without a second thought, and the premium contract, and just climb while enjoying all the perks. But a premium contract comes with responsibilities that match its benefits. With their business concluded, the two quickly departed. Even if you don't want to climb to the higher floors, you can't. Those teams exist solely to conquer the upper levels. Ju-hyuk glanced around, feeling a sense of unease. I don't want to work under that kind of pressure. I'm fine as long as my life is a little easier than it was before. A while later, at a high-rise building for the Awakened Management Bureau in Hanam-dong, Seoul, Commissioner Gi got straight to the point with the team leader before him. This is completely different from the preliminary report. Didn't you say on the phone that he was a timid player with no ambition to climb? Across from him, Won-gyu admitted it boldly. That's correct. The commissioner was stunned. And a person like that achieved an S2 plus rank. Won-gyu nodded. Yes. Commissioner Gi was still baffled. I just can't wrap my head around this. But Won-gyu understood his personality. It seemed unusual. An image of a bewildered Ju-hyuk flashed in his mind. He's surprisingly, and I'd say painfully ordinary. Hearing this, the commissioner grew suspicious. Is it possible you've misjudged him? Mina guaranteed it herself. That's impossible. The timing matches up perfectly too. His words made Commissioner G slam his fist on the table in frustration. Then what difference does it make if he's ordinary? His talent is unrivaled. Bring him to the elite squad, whatever it takes. Wang Yu gulped nervously and agreed. Understood, Commissioner. We will bring him to the elite squad. Over here. Ju-hyuk was fuming. I already said no. He thought to himself, I'll just pretend I'm actually angry. Ju-hyuk slumped down and demanded, so what is this? It's all been found out. One of the skeletons scratched its head. Sorry. Ju-hyuk had also calmed down by then. But man pretending to be angry is exhausting. Ju-hyuk warned, try that one more time. And you'll get nothing for it. You will be unsummoned immediately. He obeyed at once. Yes, sir. A while later, in a frigid, icy region, they had entered the 12th floor of the Black Tower in Korea. Mission for the 12th floor, defeat 20 ice monsters. Time limit within 3 hours. Completion condition. Failure, if there are more than 2 ice monsters left. Death or mission cancellation. Hearing the mission, Ju-hyuk shivered, very gently and slowly. The skeleton appeared. Yes? Its appearance pleased him. Excellent. You answered properly and without hesitation. I think I can trust you this time. If I clear the 12th floor too quickly, the agency might get bored. However, the temperature was causing Ju-hyuk to freeze. But it's so cold. He stood frozen in place. I prepared for this. But it's still colder than I thought. I just have to endure it a little longer. The skeleton turned its head, looking for Summoner Bong. You don't look well, sir. Ju-hyuk's condition alarmed it. Sir, are you all right? Knowing he would be a nuisance. He pretended I'm fine, but the skeleton's face turned pale. I will finish this as quickly as possible and get you back to a warm room. Although Ju-hyuk tried to stop it, the skeleton was fired up. No, I'm fine, so just complete it slowly. Just listen to what I'm telling you. With a clean slash, the skeleton zipped past an ice weasel. If this keeps up, you'll catch a cold, sir. A cold is an incurable disease. Summoner Bong's life is in danger. But he was helpless. Listen, just obey my absolute command. In the end, a notification appeared. You have received a completion grade. It's 2+ on the 12th floor of the Black Tower in Korea. Reward, you will receive a platinum badge as a reward for recording an S2+ grade. The news reached Wanjil. Player Bong Ju-hyuk, you really just completed the 12th floor. The person on the other end confirmed, yes, but the 13th floor will probably be a little more difficult. Back in the room, the skeleton beamed. Phew, it's warm now. You can rest now, sir, it suggested. In that case, I'll go watch some TV. But he was unsummoned by Ju-hyuk. The skeleton whined with a resentful face. How dare you try to watch TV? Those who don't listen get nothing. The next mission arrived. 13th floor of the Black Tower. Mission, get through the trap-filled corridor. The skeleton quickly grabbed Ju-hyuk and held him close. There's really no other way this time. There are too many obstacles here. And you could get hurt, sir. Summoner Bong was stunned and bewildered. Wait. Taking a deep breath, it dashed forward. Trap mechanism, I will pass through it immediately. The system chimed with a notification. You have received a completion grade of S2+ on the 13th floor of the Black Tower in Korea. Continuing to a new location, but the 14th floor of the Black Tower. It had just defeated a monster. It roared, the rapid attacks of these big-eyed bats have a very wide range, so you might get hurt. Summoner Bong, I will handle them just like last time. The final result arrived. Notification, you have received a completion grade, as on the 13th floor of the Black Tower in Korea. He had no choice but to accept it. All right then. Whatever happens, happens. Funds were transferred to his interbank electronic bank account. The payment for the magic stones was 2,750,000 won and 2 million won. Ju-hyuk stroked his chin in surprise. Income from selling a magic stones, 2,750,000 won. Standard player support fund, 2 million won. The magic stones from the 11th to the 14th floor weighed 5 kilograms, so that's about 2,500,000 won. He smiled joyfully. So I've earned about 7 million won in 14 days. Ju-hyuk started to daydream. If I can get to the 20th floor without any problems like this. Piles of money appeared before his eyes. Just the magic stone rewards alone would be about 2 kilograms. If the agency handles the sales, I'll get 1 million won a day. No fees, no taxes. A pure salary of 1 million won. Wow. A life with a salary of 30 million won a month is waiting for me. I'm quitting my part-time job. In his room the next day, Ju-hyuk gave the signal. The designated skeleton was summoned. The skeleton bowed its head to the floor. For allowing me to achieve a perfect rating despite the grave sin of disobeying a direct order and not submitting, I don't know how to apologize. It quickly raised its head, pleading, from the 15th floor onwards, please complete them freely, I won't make you hold back anymore. Can I really do that? He ran a hand through his hair, dejected. That agency already knows everything anyway. But then he hesitated. If the 15th floor is also S2+, I'll get another platinum badge. In the end, the benefits made Ju-hyuk smile. There's a high chance I'll get another special privilege. I'm starting to get greedy. The more privileges I have, the safer I'll be. He punched his fist forward, signaling it. Let's go. Skeleton. The skeleton followed, nodding. Yes, sir. A garden with weapon-wielding monsters. They were entering the 15th floor of the Black Tower in Korea. Mission for the 15th floor, defeat 20 goblins. Hiding behind a tree, Ju-hyuk observed. This is the first time I've seen monsters with a humanoid shape. There aren't many of them, but they're very intelligent. From this moment on, even with useful information, completing it will be quite difficult. The skeleton opposite him also seemed hesitant. If even one escapes, it will go call for reinforcements. These goblins are extremely cunning, so make sure you hide well. After a moment, he smiled deviously. I'll take them down one by one. A skill of the skeleton appeared. It was an invisibility skill. I wonder if I'll be able to learn it someday too. Under the cloak of invisibility, they fell, one after another. This is insane. Every single one of them hit the ground covered in blood. Are they dying without even knowing why? The system's voice rang out once more. You have successfully completed the 15th floor mission. Your level has increased. Reward 1.5 kilograms of magic stones. Exclusive tower, reward 5 healing potions. Notification. You have achieved a clear rank of S2+ on the 15th floor of H Tower of Korea. Clear reward, you have received a platinum badge. You may now challenge the 16th floor. After the battle, he and the skeleton left cheerfully. They both returned to the previous room. Ju-hyuk opened his palm, summoning his storage, and a series of badges fell before his eyes. So that's 15 platinum badges in total. Ju-hyuk pondered, it's the same this time too. A notification window appeared. A privilege has been revealed for collecting 15 platinum badges. He was overjoyed. That's right, it finally appeared. Ju-hyuk smiled brightly, his heart filled with anticipation. When I collected 5 badges, I received a skill enhancement privilege. For 10 badges, I got a mimicry skill. So what will I get this time?